Welcome to episode 3
Oh shit.
of G Wall Chronicles. Yeah. This one is I told you I had a special feature, a special guest. Man, introduce yourself, man.
Off the muscle, world class.
World class, off the muscle, world class. So, just so we can get a little background check, a little background reference. How much have you did state time or you did federal time?
Outside is my second home.
Outside is your second.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I stay in and out of the joint until like you know what I mean? I got my living ability under control.
So it's safe to say.
Being free.
So it's safe to say you did majority of your life in prison.
No, I just did times, but you know what I mean? I did them through all of my evolvement in life. I was in and out of jail as a juvenile, and I was in and out of jail from, you know what I'm saying, then to my like 30s, but you know, they have been stretches in between though. I get freedom as well.
You get freedom as well.
Yeah.
So how many state prisons in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
How many state prisons you been to? Every state prison?
Yeah, except for 2, Trenton State and Mid State. But the
Sheesh.
rest of them I've been in all of them.
Sheesh. You been damn.
Yeah, that's part of my claim to fame, dad and women.
Damn. Okay. So in your trials and tribulations, I'm pretty sure you done seen a lot of shit, you done did a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And you did a lot of time. So I'm gonna ask you, are you the type of person who like to do your bid with no shorty, or you like to have a shorty out there doing what she doing, and you know,
Can I
got your
be frank when I...
Of course. Of
Not
course.
a bitch at all.
Not a bitch at all.
No.
Why's that?
Because one thing you can do with penitentiary time is really get into you, like I did.
Okay.
That's what I did. I chose to learn about me and instill in me the things that I needed because I knew I wasn't going to be in jail forever or long times. It's just my lifestyle get me in jail for the periods that I be in there.
So it's safe to say that you got the same charges all the time, or it's different shit, or you get out, you go right back to it.
No.
You go right back to it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would get released, and then I'd be out on the streets for a little while. I'm not that type of criminal. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? The nigga that just don't let, when you get out of jail, you have to start surviving again new.
Right.
I don't let
right.
that frustrate me.
So
I
let me
ain't
ask
going
you-
back to jail like
So
that.
let me ask you a question. Has there been a point in time during your bid where you said to yourself, "All right, that's it. I'm tired of this jail shit."
Hell yeah. And it was more so when I figured out how to live life.
So knowing that,
As a young nigga, that shit ain't bother me.
okay.
It didn't bother me honestly because it was more of my shaping and molding. You know what I'm saying? More of it help out being a G.
So tell me of a time in prison where you can honestly say you was nervous about some shit that was about to happen.
All the time because I stay in the big leagues. I got kicked out of Epsom for beating the police up down there. I stretched them. They stretched me and kicked me out. That's real. That's a fact. The police, the officer name was Arwan. He was a white boy. He had just started there after I punished him. He quit and was a Trenton cop.
So what happens after you fuck up the police
They fuck you up.
in the state prison?
Bad.
So how many ass whoopings you think you received after that incident by the police?
Hey, honestly, no more because I knew not to fuck with them on that note. I don't like doing shit I ain't got no win with, man.
Damn.
I realized that I didn't have no win because of how I got my ass whooped. Now, the officer that was in detention back then, his name was Hutchison, but he had a lot of juice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he was shooting me bail that day. When I did it, he said, "Damn, you fucked him up. I'm gonna try not to let him fuck you up too bad, but you know they gonna whoop your ass back, right?"
You gotta get fucked up by it.
Yeah, that's just the rules. You ain't getting that off on the police.
Damn.
Nowhere you go.
So that's off. So Does that go on your record? Does that follow you when you fuck a police up?
I was a kid, so you know what I'm saying. But definitely as an adult, you know what I mean. It follow you fucking with the police everywhere you go.
Damn. Okay, so part of what we do here on G World Chronicles, right? I need you to tell me a story. I need you to tell me some of the wildest shit you saw while you was incarcerated. Some shit that made you go back to your cell and be like, yo, like this shit for this. God damn, I just seen some crazy shit.
Let me tell you something, my nigga.
Okay.
And this is on everything, nigga. I guess I was born with the stomach for that shit. Ain't none I ever seen ever had me like that.
Nothing.
Only a nigga get knocked off. That had me like, oh shit. But the shit I done seen niggas get smacked in the head, the shit in there leaking. I done seen niggas get stabbed. That shit ain't about it. How about this? What was some real shit though was to see a nigga die. This big white nigga died down northern like this, man, on everything. He died sitting up. They bust the cell open, the big nigga sitting up. His head on the wall like this, he died. He OD'd off medication and heroin. That fucked me up. So I could recant that.
Right.
That shit just, cause you know why?
It was
you know,
out, it was
but you know what was playing in my head when that happened though, big nigga?
Told you.
Scarface dying with your boots on. I said, man, I can't die in this motherfucker, man. Scarface got a song, dying with your boots on.
Cause I can't front, right? My first time having a sling iron. Cause you know, when you in the street, you might, you know, coming up in Brooklyn, being born in Brooklyn and coming up in Jersey, you know, you play with razors and knives and shit like that, but you never really stuck nothing. You might slice some shit. You know what I'm saying? But the first time I actually had to push a knife, push an ice pick, and you feel that bone, you feel that, cause you feel like you hear the life come out of motherfucker. I dropped that motherfucker. I heard that motherfucker. So shit. That shit had like yo, my nigga, like I caught cases. I always bailed out. So 21 years old was like my first like. I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck am I like? What the fuck? Where the fuck am I at? Especially walking in Fort Dix, my first bid. I went to Fort Dix. It's the fucking projects. Ain't no fucking jail. That's the fucking projects, bro. That's the hood. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, but the more time went by, the wilder and easier shit became to do. Shit just became so easy. Like, all right, we gotta fuck this nigga up. All right, come on, let's hurry get over it so we can at least get back there and get some food. Cause we ain't gonna get shit that we got, like, you know what I'm saying? It became, once you in tune and you disconnect from the streets, it's ball
That's
game.
why I say that in the beginning of, you know what I mean, when you asked me would I rather have a broad or without, because I did a bid, all my bids was without my broads. They all leave, you know, take your money, whatever they go do, you know what I'm saying? So usually I never have a broad for some reason. I say, damn, I be holed up on the street and can't get a bitch to save my life in here, right? So I had my baby mother do a bid with me. Like, you know what I mean? I was in the county for 11 months. That was the worst time I ever did, man. I had to stay on the phone with this bitch. I couldn't get off the poker table. I couldn't get into this. It
fucks me up because our black men, we condition like shit. We condition like, if you work a job and that job require you to work 16 hours a day, after a month, 2 months, when you get an 8-hour day, you don't know what to do with yourself because you're so used to working 12, 16 hours a day.
Motherfucking right.
You know what I'm saying? So we go to jail, we do so much time, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, 20 years. We conditioned, so jail ain't shit. You got some niggas that know how to move smooth in jail, they didn't move smooth out here on the street. Because you conditioned.
Seriously though.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to be a penitentiary nigga to understand that. A bummer come in jail, man, and the nigga had the lay of the land in that motherfucker.
Nigga had to lay the land in that motherfucker, bro. And so do you believe that what should be an alternative to prison? Like, instead of a 20-year bid, you're not gonna learn shit in 20 years. Cause I feel like all that shit you do while you in there is you just doing because you're uncomfortable. As soon as you get back to your comfortability,
that's right. You learn how to adjust.
You taking the kufi off. You dropping your flag. You do everything.
That.
Everything you picked up while you was in there. Everything you picked up while you was in there. You take right the fuck off when you get out. So what could be an alternative instead of a 10-year bid? 2 years of this and a year of that. What would make motherfuckers get it?
understanding of the individual's reason for what they do. That's the only way you can make somebody get something. You gotta understand what makes them do what they do, and present an alternative.
Present an alternative.
The average individual where we from does crime inevitably for money, which the white man put us at disadvantage of because we can't get no job once we do what you conditioned us to do.
Right.
A motherfucking crime.
Right. We get one crime.
That's
on your
racist.
record.
I mean, that's slavery another way.
Right, because you could do your time, pay your fine,
and now you can't get a job,
and still.
You could say, man, I ain't hustling no more.
I don't give a fuck if they put that shit on applications no more.
Any
or
nigga
not.
did 7-8 years in the joint automatically don't want to do that no more. Because that's insanity. But, you know, a lack of alternatives make you got to do what you good at.
Right. Do what you conditioned
That's
to do.
why recidivism set in. Motherfucker left with next to nothing, man. And, you know, I just did time. I'm on parole. I can't go get a job that got $25. Not because I don't have the effort.
You go into a house full of strangers.
But because I'm blackballed.
You know what I'm saying? You go into a house full of strangers. You're going to stay with an aunt that you ain't seen in years. And now her rules is different in the crib. So now you feel like nobody can say nothing to you. She don't want me here. Now you got an attitude. Now you back on the street doing what you doing. And another bag gets filled up.
Because recidivism, I guess, once the powers that be understood what that word represents, the likelihood to repeat a behavior, then all they gotta do is give you the setup to do it. Kick you out the best jobs. You never had shit.
Right,
now despair set in. So recidivism's, you know.
So all the listeners out there that's listening to this right now, what would you say to a person who is throwing rocks at the penitentiary, out there taking chances, you know what I'm saying, but really probably not built to put the gun down and have to use their hands and go to jail in this hand-to-hand combat? What would you say to the person out there listening to this podcast who either taking chances or a person that's not in tune with that family member that's been reaching out to them from jail for whatever amount of time? Because you got some people listening who got that aunt, that uncle, that brother who they don't write, who they don't send money to, who they don't think about, who they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they treat you like you really like fucking dead sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a motherfucker don't reach out and call, you won't know if I'm alive, I got killed this motherfucker or not.
But a lot of people do that family-wise, stuff like that, because I realize this. The average people that don't know nothing about jail and stuff like that, they think you alright in there. They think 3 hots in the cottage, you're gonna be alright regardless. And I learned that from my brother. You know what I'm saying? Once I was going to jail before them. So once they went to jail that first time, they said, "Oh hell no, nigga, we go bro, we not sending each other no money. We not doing that no more. That shit fucked up in there. You know, if you don't got no family or nothing, man, you know you on your own. And the state feeds you dog food, grade D shit.
Grade D shit.
That's dog food level. Grade D, that's what dog food is.
And you know who got money and you know who don't. Trust me, it'll show.
Hell yeah.
It'll show. So we're going to wrap up this episode, man. It was much pleasure having my homie come out and share some words. I mean, for another episode of G-World Chronicles, man. You got something you want to say before we end the show?
Yeah, man, I wish I could have been the fool I usually am, but you know, this is about one subject, so it's cool.
So we gonna listen, man. You're more than welcome to come back up, man. As the podcast grows, you know what I'm saying, you definitely more than welcome to come back up, but you always got love here, man.
And I'm proud of you, man. I want you to know that, man, because this is the product of making your mind work, man, with some discipline behind it, you know?
Exactly. Because I got to listen. I told him twice a week, so I got to give him twice a week. Rain, sleet, snow, I got to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man.
Hey, man, I'm going to introduce you to a fella, man, that wouldn't mind giving you, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, another perspective, too, man.
I appreciate that. Listen, the podcast going to grow. We got some guests coming up. We got some, oh, my God, we got some stuff that's going to blow your mind. I got some real loud gangsters coming up in the show, man. I got gangsters that been here and gangsters that's coming here.
Real, you know recognized real, man.
And that's how it's going to be. Yo. Until next time, peace.